First story. Today I ducked up by accidentally starting my hometown's ghost legend. When I was a teenager, my friends and I used to hang out in this one spot in the woods to drink. We live in a small town. There wasn't exactly much else to do. On Halloween night of 2016, we dressed up to take a couple of our younger siblings trick-or-treating. Then delivered them home and headed to the woods to get drunk. I was dressed as a mummy. And my friends were Woody from Toy Story, a witch, Amy Pond from Doctor Who, a pirate, and Batman. Once we'd gotten to our spot in the woods and started drinking, Batman revealed that he had obtained some weed. None of us apart from Batman and Amy Pond had actually ever smoked weed before. But we decided to go for it. After a while of drinking and smoking weed, Woody wandered off to pee. But he quickly came back to us yelling that there was cops coming. We rushed to put out our fire and grab our stuff. And we scattered in it just as we heard voices and saw flashlight beams. I, as a mummy, was entirely wearing white, so I was worried about being visible even in the pitch dark. I basically flattened myself to the ground under the thickest bush I could find, and started achingly slowly unraveling my bandages and stuffing them into my bag. As I was doing this, I was occasionally hearing muffled giggles and rustling from my friends, who were definitely too high to take this situation seriously. As I started hearing what the cops were saying, I realized they were getting spooked by my friends' noises. Then I heard a thud followed by scuttling, which I later learned was Batman, who had climbed a tree, falling out of the tree and running to a new hiding spot. This was followed by "What was that? What the duck was that? Dude. Did you see that? That wasn't a person. Man. That was a ducking shadow person or something." This apparently caused Batman, who was physically holding his nose and mouth closed to stop himself from giggling, to let out a loud snort, startling the cops. I took the opportunity to tear off my remaining bandages and sprint away, and my friends followed suit. We eventually met up, and as we were laughing about our escape, and Amy Pond was telling us who she thought the cops were based on their voices. Spoiler: they were not real cops. They were juniors at our school. And going by what I know about them now, they were probably also on something. Batman suddenly went serious and said, "Guys, I left my backpack there." His backpack, which, of course, had his ID in it, along with several empty beer cans and some weed. The witch, who was the only one of us who could drive at the time, offered to go by in the morning before school and get it. Batman mentioned that she may have to do some searching, because in his panic he'd literally flung the backpack away from him, and he wasn't sure which direction it had gone. The witch couldn't find it before school. So later Batman and I went to go and search. It was starting to get dark again when we noticed the backpack had managed to get stuck up a tree. I went off to try and find a long stick to poke it down, while Batman decided to attempt to climb the tree, because that had gone so well last time. And then I heard approaching voices. The guys from the night before had brought some friends, and were trying to convince them that there was definitely something creepy out there. There was one voice I recognized: my next door neighbor. And he was a bit of a duck. The last thing I wanted was for him to narc on me to my parents that I was hanging out in the woods at night instead of at a friend's house supervised by their parents. Especially if they found Batman and decided to check in the bag and saw empty beer cans and weed. So the only solution that I, dumbass, could come up with was to sweep my long hair over my face in a bizarre homage to the Ring, let out the most unholy screech I could muster, and run towards them. This, somehow, worked. They ran, at least far enough away that Batman and I could get away. Batman had surprisingly managed to get the backpack. A few days later we started hearing rumors around the school about the woods being haunted. People said that if you went there at night you could hear the whispering and moving around of people who aren't there, and see shadowy figures moving in the corner of your eye, as well as the screaming ghost of a little girl, which is, frankly, offensive. I am not that short. Apparently they'd found bandages covered in dried blood. They were just dirty. Come on, guys. Later, others started claiming they'd seen shadowy figures in the woods too. And even the screaming ghost. I don't know if their imagination was playing up. They were lying. Or there was genuinely some people taking advantage of the ghost hype and going out and pretending to be ghosts. Probably a combination of all three. It's been 5 years. And the ghost rumors persist. It's mostly kids from that school who talk about it. But I've heard adults claim they've seen ghosts there too. My friends and I haven't had the heart to admit what actually happened. Even though we're all adults now and our parents can't yell at us for hanging out in the woods or drinking and smoking weed. It's kinda hilarious hearing people talk about the crazy stuff they've seen in the woods, knowing it's all definitely bullshit. It makes me wonder if this is how most ghost stories get started, a bunch of idiots messing around and spooking some people who are probably tripping. And everyone else just making stuff up, or their overactive imagination showing them what they expect to see. Too long didn't read. 5 years ago on Halloween night, my friends and I got drunk and high in the woods and accidentally spooked 2 guys who were likely tripping on something. When we went back the next night to retrieve a lost item, they'd brought their friends to show them the creepy haunted woods. I was worried about my parents finding out I'd been hanging out in the woods at night. So I screamed and ran at them, which scared them away and convinced them there was a ghost in the woods. Now there are persistent stories about ghost sightings in those woods. And my friends and I haven't told anyone the truth. Until now, I guess. This isn't a duck up in my books, this is a win. Essentially, your friends and yourself created an urban legend. That's awesome. Right. Today I ducked up by getting away with being bad and creating an awesome legend at the same time. I think you posted this to the wrong sub. If this is what they call a duck up, I want to know what they call an achievement. A duck down. These are the kinds of stories that you and your friends need to share at a wedding or a funeral. Exactly. This story is legendary in itself. Plot twist: the place is actually haunted. You guys awaken some dark god with your weed. Second story. Today I ducked up by reaching out to the girl who ghosted me. So this started a little over a month ago. I was getting a white mocha because I wanted to get my white girl on. I ordered the drink and the girl behind me giggled. I semi-turned and said, "What? I like them. They make me want to get my Han Solo on and buy leggings, a vest, and some Uggs." I turn around and guess what she has on. So I give the nervous laugh, insert foot in mouth, and ask if I can buy her drink to make up for being an ass. She agrees and we keep talking as we wait for our drinks. One thing leads to another and we exchange numbers, text, talk, and a few dates. Corona be damned. Things are going well. Then she comes over to watch a movie. Well, one thing leads to another and she trips. I fall. And we kick boots. We keep talking and things seem to be getting pretty serious. Then a few days and no response. 2 weeks and no response. 3 weeks, no response. Well, I have been ghosted. I guess things were not as good as I thought they were going. So today, I got another white mocha and decided, well, let me see what happened. Maybe I said or did something. Maybe I can learn for future relationships. So I text today, "Hey, wanted to see how you were and if we could talk." And she responded, "Yes. I have been meaning to respond. But mind if I come over?" I agreed. And she came over. I asked if everything was alright and how she was feeling. Her response, "Kind of tired. Was late for work." And that's not the only thing that was late. Duck my life. I have never wanted kids. It is a personal decision I made years ago and have done everything but get the surgery to ensure it never happened. So we had a little talk. Both of us are scared out of our minds. But despite my efforts of life, we will be having the baby. I left a decision to her and gave my full support. Did not push one way or the other for a result. We have yet to tell our families, being as we both just found out today. We got a test and that was the biggest plus sign I have ever seen. Both families will be told this weekend. And now we are watching a movie, seeing about getting food. As for us, we are officially dating. So calling maybe my foo was about a month ago when I did not use protection. But I was having a rough day today. Hence the white mocha. My happy drink. And reached out and will be a father in time for Christmas. Too long didn't read. Reached out to a girl who ghosted me and found out I am going to be a father. Update. 2 fun facts. I know I didn't take the precaution with a condom. I played the roulette wheel of life and landed on house. Or family, to say the least. It was a gamble. Neither of us decided to wear one. So we are, if things come to term, having a baby together. In my life before this moment, I always wore condoms or birth control was in play. This was the one time I did not take any precautions. But all it takes is one time. Another update. My Han Solo is named Leia. Not Leia. Unfortunately. Would have been so much cooler. It is Leia. Still close enough. But thanks to Reddit and one user, she will be my Han as a pet name. Not White Mocha. Yet another update. I will get a test done to verify that I am the father, as many have suggested. But I am fairly certain I am. But we will go the Ronald Reagan route here. Trust, but verify. Another update from OP. I'll add the girl who ghosted me. So I figured I would post this here since I told my family. 2. Those who have been helping me with some advice, thank you, this is for you too. My original post is on my profile. Do not know how to link it. But it is there. The too long didn't read of it is had unprotected ex. Called girl who I had ex with. She is pregnant and we are keeping it. Now on to the update. Or the continued crap storm, as I like to call it. So she is about 10 weeks along. Which coincides with us being together. We'll still get paternity test. But the timeline matches and I am pretty sure I am the one to get her pregnant. Well, things are going well in our face paces relationship. Next month her lease ends and she will be moving in with me. So my Han Solo will be with her Chewbacca. Now last week we went for an ultrasound. And as a guy, this was the moment stuff gets real. Real quick. So they go through everything and then the image is there. There is my peanut, but AMFing looks a bit off to me. Now as a guy, you could tell me that is the Titanic and I would have to believe it because I cannot fathom what I am seeing. So I ask the tech. Hey, is that split screen? She says. No, it is one image. So I ask in a reasonable tone. Why does it look like there are two? My brain was slow to process what I was seeing. Leah looks at me like I am the world's biggest idiot. Very slow to process. Then realization dawned on me. So I calmly, with barely any cracking in my voice, say every so politely. Wow. There are two. Twins. We are having twins. The tech started laughing. My girl started to laugh and cry. I saw some black spots because I think I was ready to faint. But I kept my crap together and drove home. We told our parents the news. Friends. Family. And now Reddit finally. So after almost 3.5 months together, my duck up continues. With not only feeding a girl pregnant, but with twins. So moral of the story. Wear a condom. Too long didn't read. Girl got pregnant is having twins. Another update. Called the girl who ghosted me. So my original post blew up because, well, I am an idiot. Called the girl who ghosted me. TLDR. Met girl at coffee shop. Couple dates. Got ghosted for about 3 weeks. She shows up pregnant. A couple months go by and of course we go for an ultrasound. Second post from OP. Too long didn't read. Twins. And pregnant one is moving in. This is my last update. Thank you for your kind words and support. So for the past few months, we have been living together. Madness has followed. I noticed that pickles kept disappearing. Leah would be ever so helpful helping me look for them. So there was a pickle thief in the house. Leah couldn't figure it out either. But she swears it wasn't her. How can I doubt a pregnant female who says she didn't eat all the pickles? Chili cheese dog runs at 9 at night. Absolutely. Count me in. Crying because my cat looked at her and licked its paw, and it was the cutest thing ever. I got hugs to cure that. Talking to Belly asking if they want to come out. I can ignore that so she doesn't think that I think she is completely crazy. Covered that. We have been living together for a few months now. And her water broke last Saturday. Rushed to the hospital and the usual madness ensued. And a few hours later, there were 2 more people in this world. And to stop all doubts, paternity test was taken. And the crowd at Maury would go nuts. I am the father. So my kiddos were born healthy and happy. We are all home now and spending the holiday at home since family member who were vaccinated got COVID. So just me and my new family. I was a person who never wanted kids. But for the life of me, I can't remember why. I am so full of joy and pride. I have been taking naps with the kiddos and changing diapers. The world is crazy, but my little slice of madness keeps me smiling. And I felt that I should put in the final ending of my adventures. Also, because of the first post, my son is named Ben. Have a Merry Christmas to Fo. Too long didn't read. I am the father of the twins from the girl who ghosted me. Update. Okay. I have gotten paternity test and yes I am the father. I stated this in the post, but we'll put it here for clarification. I am the father. The DNA is mine. My daughter is named Scarlett. Sorry, I didn't put that in the original post. Also, thank you all for the awards. My inbox is blown to hell, and I am trying to respond. But I have 2 other priorities that are taking up my time. I am trying to respond. But everyone is commenting faster than I can type. I will get back to you. Eventually. Time for dinner. I will be back. I have to laugh at the fact that he wanted to be child-free and did everything but get the surgery except wear a friggin' condom when having sex with some random chicken you just met. His version of doing everything he could to avoid becoming a father was indistinguishable from most men's actively trying to become a father. Third story. I got ghosted by a company 2 years ago, and they emailed me today saying I should report to work on Monday. 2 years ago I applied for a job there, went through the whole interview process, and was finally offered the job verbally, and told I would receive the formal offer in a day or 2. I was ecstatic at the time, being unemployed, and all but 2 days go by with nothing. I try emailing and calling but get no reply. Fast forward to today, I get an email from them with that official job offer asking me to report to work on Monday like nothing happened. Edit. Some interesting things happened yesterday. Here's the update. Sorry about the late update. Thought about doing this yesterday, but decided doing it this morning would reduce the wait time for the big payoff. So I turned up for work yesterday. The plan was to get there early and be as nondescript as possible, like I've been there forever, and see how long it would take them to notice, like some of you suggested. Unfortunately, that wasn't in the cards. Despite heading out 2 hours before opening, the traffic yesterday was the worst I've seen in a month, and my 1-hour commute became 3 hours. After turning up an hour late, I walk in casually and say hi to everyone I pass on the way to the IT department. Everyone looks at me when I step in, and I silently walk to an empty station and just sat down without saying anything. I hear them whispering behind my back before someone comes up to me and asks who I am. I look at him as naturally as possible and say, "Geez, Dave. I know I've been on vacation for a while now, but did you forget me already? How's the kids?" He looks at me bewildered. I continue to make eye contact while hiding my embarrassment. He walks away and the whispering starts again as I sat and stared at them, casually waving at whoever occasionally looks my way. In retrospect, I should have said I've been working remote all this time. Might have worked better. After about 10 minutes, security comes to detain me. I explain I was told to report to work today. There's a pretty tense back and forth since I was trying to avoid being tossed. They eventually call human resources, but no one has any memory of interviewing me. The guards start getting agitated, but another call from human resources comes in. They confirm I was called in, but it was by an intern. Guards are told to bring me to the conference room. I get to the conference room untossed and begin playing on my phone, while waiting and intermittently trying to make some small talk with Sam the guard, but he isn't very receptive. After about 15 minutes, some big wigs come in along with the intern from Human Resources, and I get the explanation. After I was offered the job, Human Resources found a more suitable candidate, Reed, as lower salary, and the head of Human Resources at the time decided since I wasn't extended the official offer yet, it was easier to just ghost me. However, since I was to be brought on board, my details were already added to a list of pending candidates, and there it remained. Fast forward to last weekend, our Human Resources intern is going through the talent pool and sending out offers. She spies my name as a pending system admin. The current sys admin was leaving in a week and she thought she'd show some initiative and save the company the long recruitment process by reaching out to me. With all that cleared, they asked if I still wanted the job, seeing as I actually turned up. I declined, saying I've transitioned to data science, so taking the job would be going backwards. They looked shocked. Turns out they've been trying to recruit a data analyst for a while, but it wasn't going well. But here I was standing right there. The sales pitch started in one impromptu interview. Later we work out a deal, and they tell me to expect the official offer the following evening today. Now I'll just have to see if I'll get that offer today or in another 2 years. Place your bets. Too long didn't read. Human resources ghosted me for a cheaper candidate. An intern found my details saved in company talent pool and reached out to me on her own. Supposed to receive another offer today. Update. I got rejected, LOL. I wonder if they used me as leverage to seduce the other guy. Hit like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing to our channel.